Good morning, everyone. It's Jen. Welcome back to my channel and my craft table. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome if you're new. Today's video is a little bit different because I'm going to show you how you can use your laminator in your craft room for crafting. This laminator was sent to me by QFUN, and I wanted to show you all of the features that this laminator has, different ways that you can use it in your craft room. And if you're a teacher, you can use it in your classroom. And it is just actually a really good laminator. I already have a laminator that I bought several years ago, but this is definitely an upgrade. And I'll have this link down in my description box below. Let me go ahead and show you not only the features of the laminator, but also how you can do some crafting. Okay, so first of all, this is the laminator itself, and it is about 16 inches wide. It is about 5 inches this way. So I guess 16 inches long, 5 inches wide. And I would say that it is about 4 inches tall. So if you're someone who has limited space, it is actually very small and compact. And there's a couple of things about this laminator that I absolutely love compared to my old laminator that doesn't have any bells and whistles. It has an on and off button. It has a mode switch button over here that is going to switch you between cold and 3mm and 5mm. The preheat is 1 to 2 minutes, but I found that it heated up very quickly. It does go at a pretty decent speed. It has some storage. I'm going to show you that in a minute. And then it's got, it's got some little warnings here on the front. This is going to show you right here all of the sizes that you can put through the laminator. And they actually sent over a pack of laminating sheets for us. I'll show you those in a minute. And then, so these are different sizes. That's actually a really, really good thing because my other laminator does not have the capability of laminating different sizes. And then on the back, this little button right here, this is an anti-blockage system. So if for some reason it were to go in wonky and you didn't catch it, this would help you release the item and be able to pull it through. Okay, so now here's for the fun. This little top flips up like this, and this is a little compartment that stores some really cool things. So first of all, it came with a paper trimmer. Now you guys know that I have several paper trimmers. What I love about this is great to take on travel. This is good for the classroom. And it has the deck, it can handle that 12-inch piece of paper that you need to cut. So your big 12 by 12 papers, you'll be able to cut this. This little slider right here, it goes in this little well. So you just flip it over. Okay, flip it up to use it, flip it over to store it. Then in here, this is actually a little hole puncher. And at first I thought it was a stapler, but it is so cute. It is just a little hole puncher in here. Here is an additional trimmer blade. So that is something for you. But then this is just a little hole puncher, right? Kind of cute, right? I love that. This right here is a corner rounder. And this is exciting because I used to have an old Memory Keepers, I think, corner rounder, and I don't know where it went. Over the years, it's gotten lost. And then on the back, it has a little lid that holds the little punches. So I thought that was nice. So I'm excited about having a new corner rounder to replace this super tiny one that I got on a little promo from one of my orders. And then over here are some binder rings. And I have used binder rings for lots of things in my craft room. They are really great, versatile pieces. And my most recent project, which will be an upcoming video, is I used binder rings that I actually had. And I swatched out a bunch of inks and alcohol markers and cardstock, etc. So these are kind of fun. This is all of the extra little goodies that come with your laminator. So I'm going to put this all back, and then we're going to go through the sheets. Okay, so in the package of sheets, this was actually impressive. I thought, you know, they might send me one maybe, and I have a few laminating sheets, but so you got one for like a card front. We're gonna use one of these today. Then you've got some bigger ones here. So this looks like a 6x9, 6x8. Then we have this would be like for 8.5 by 11. Actually, you could probably do a little bit bigger than that. Okay, and then I didn't even realize this. Look how ginormous these are. This is great. Like, you could make posters. I am really excited about that because I could definitely make some really cool posters for my classroom. I could make some chore charts for my kid. All right, so let me go ahead and show you how this works. Well, I'm going to turn it on over here, and you'll see the light is red. And then this is the cold function. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to hit this switch mode, and I can switch it again to 5mm, or I can go back to cold. And it's really responsive. Like, you hardly have to touch it. I am going to do a fun little project here. I am going to make a card panel, and I know not everyone's a card maker, but I'm super excited about this because I received in one of my card kits from Simon Says Stamp, I got this. This is an acetate toner card front. This is a toner transfer sheet. So this is printed like using a laser printer, not an inkjet printer. So this is toner like you would find in a laser printer or even a copier machine. And then I have a piece of foil transfer sheet. These are by Deco Foil. So this is sold by Simon Says Stamp, and I love these. I think they're so fun. Now these require either heat or some sort of transfer medium, like a paste or even a glue. And I might do a little video on those later. I don't have a lot of foiling because I don't have a glimmer system. I don't have a hot foil system. I also don't have the Mink machine or the Fuse, and those are basically laminators. And what I like about this one, instead of buying a one that is specifically for the craft room, is this is all purpose. Like, I can use this laminator in the craft room, out of the craft room, etc. So this to me is a really good deal. So right here, foil transfer sheets, and I'm just going to show you how those work. So they're super, super thin. I need this side of my foil this way. These are easy to cut. And then you can just save the leftover for another project. And so what we're going to do is this here. Now, because this is directional, I know that this is face up. If it was just an image, you would have to look for the matte side. This is the shiny side. This is the matte side. And you can see that the laminator is ready to go, mainly because I've been talking way too much this morning. I haven't even had any coffee. Isn't that amazing? I don't know how that happened. Okay, so it says happy day. This is the toner acetate sheet. And I'm going to lay the foil on top. And I don't feel like I need to tape it down. I think this is pretty good. I'm going to stick this in here. Now this is just a piece of copy paper. And I'm going to put it in here because I don't want the foil or the acetate, A, to move, or B, to get caught up anywhere in the laminator. So this is just more of like a protective measure. And then the fold side right here, I'm going to be sending through the laminator. So now that this is ready, I'm literally just going to place it here in the front, and I'm just going to push it in gently until I feel it grab. And I'm going to let this run in real time so that you can see how quick this actually goes. And this is the exciting part. And I'll be honest, full disclosure, I've actually never toner foiled a sheet before because I wasn't impressed with my laminator. So I just didn't want to mess up my materials using a laminator that I didn't like very much. So I'm very excited to try this one and see how it works. And if it, you know, hopefully it comes out. So this is my foil transfer sheet here. And when you pull it up, you can see how it's kind of, you can see it. It's kind of fused onto the sheet where the toner markings are, and I can see underneath. And this is cool. Like I can touch it. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up. Y'all check that out. That is impressive. Look at that. Ooh, let me do it this way. Look how awesome that is. Okay, I am a foil transfer convert because this is amazing. I think I'm gonna have to order me some more of these. And I do know that a lot of the online craft retailers like Simon Says Stamp, Tailored Expression, Scrapbook.com, all of them, you know, they carry these toner sheets and these foil transfer sheets, and they come in rolls, they come in little sheets that are already pre-cut, but oh my goodness, this is so fun. So I can now turn this into a card. So it'll probably end up being a shaker card pretty soon. But I thought that was really fun. All right, so that is a major success. Okay, so I'm just gonna set all of this aside, and I'm actually gonna save this because I can use the negative on a full sheet of toner, like a toner adhesive sheet. The next little project that I wanna show you, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move this off to the side for right now because I'm gonna need a little bit of room. I'm gonna show you how to make a bookmark. Now, I love bookmarks. I don't think you can have enough. What I did is I used this little laminator sheet and I made this bookmark right here. Inside here, this is clear, it's just the laminating pocket, is I used some of these little flakes. So these are rainbow flakes. They're like gold leafing, but then there's a green and a copper and a gold. I mean, they're just gorgeous. Look at that. That is fun. So I made one that didn't have anything in it other than the foil flakes. I put a little hole in the top and I put some chiffon ribbon. And then I did side by side. I did two of these in the same little pocket, actually. So they came out like this. But right here, this, you can see where I put a piece of vellum on the laminating pocket first, and then I put the flakes on top. So this right here, you could do a whole lot of stuff with that. You could stamp on it on your vellum. You can heat emboss on your vellum as long as you have a heat embossing tool, and you could stick it in here and you can laminate it and have a nice bookmark. So you could even die cut with your Cricut and then stick things in here and make a little bookmark that's laminated. So what I thought is I would try a different kind of bookmark. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate this little deal here. This is about 4 1/4 wide. So this is the size of a card. And I think what I'm gonna do is I want a 2-inch bookmark. So 2-inch wide. So I'm gonna put this at the 2-inch mark. And just like any of my other paper trimmers, I'm gonna hold down this and I'm just gonna slide it up. This comes off, so that'll be for something else. And then this here, this is gonna be my bookmark. So I'll move that out of the way. Now, this little laminator pocket that I just cut in half, it opens up like a book, right? This right here is the side that's gonna go into the laminator, all right? Now, here's the deal. Instead of gold flakes, I'm gonna try some glitter today. And because I'm trying glitter, which will stick to this by static, so that's kind of a fun feature, I am gonna still put it in here just to make sure I don't get glitter inside my new machine. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to open up this, but when you use your laminating sheets by themselves, okay, then you put your stuff in it, and the folded part, just like the paper, the folded part is what goes into the machine, and the open part down here is gonna be toward you, okay? That's really important. You really want the fold to go in first. Let's hope I can do this without making too big of a mess. but you know, I might be making a mess, so we'll see. I'm just going to very gently put some glitter down. I'm going to kind of spread it out. And I'm trying to be really gentle, very mindful. I don't want a lot of glitter. Like if I have glitter that's extra, I'm going to just swipe it off to the side because I don't want it to get off into my machine. I think I need a little more down here. This would be a great little addition to a birthday card. And it kind of is like a shaker without the shaking. Then I'm going to close that. I'm literally smushing it down because some of them like to flip up a little bit. Now, if it bothers you, the ones that are like on the side, like right here, you could pull that out. I think that'll be okay. So the fact that the glitter is loose, I am going to just close this up like that. And then I'm going to bring in my laminator. That didn't make too much of a mess. I'm kind of proud of myself there. I think I need a gold star for today. So I'm going to move this over. I'm going to bring back in my laminator. Now, this is the fold side. My bookmark is encased inside, and that way if any glitter were to smush out, it's not going to go in my laminator. Same process. I'm just going to slide it in until it catches. And then while I'm waiting on that, I can close up this glitter. All right, so it comes out pretty fast in the back. So now we're going to take a look at it. And this is actually, I mean, it's barely warm. Like it's not going to burn your hand or anything. Here is our bookmark. And check that out. All of that glitter is encased inside the laminate. Okay, so then the next thing you would do is you would take your hole puncher and stick that in there. Put a little hole in your laminate there, and I'm just going to steal because I don't want to cut anything right now. Actually, I think we used chiffon ribbon for my daughter's hair yesterday for school. So I'll have to get some more. So I'm just going to steal one from this other bookmark that we made. I'm going to put that through there. And you could tie it or you could just leave it straight. I let her use all the rest of my chiffon ribbon, so I just have these tiny little scrap pieces. But look at that. That is so fun, right? Just a little extra. And then you could put this in a birthday card. You could buy a book for someone and place it in there. So what a neat little inexpensive but fun deal. Now I do have, I don't know if you can see, but right here, this little piece of glitter, I guess I thought it was inside, but it wasn't. So I'm just literally taking a pair of scissors and I'm just going to trim that right there. So that's not a big deal. Okay, so this is our little bookmark and we've already done our little toner card here. So that's 2 little crafts. And let's go ahead and see what else this laminator can do in our craft room. Okay, for the next craft, this is a door hanger, and we're going to make another one of these in just a moment. But basically what I want to show you is this is a print and cut project from Cricut Design Space. What I did is I designed it, then I printed it to my inkjet printer. The next thing I did was I laminated the whole sheet, the entire 8.5 by 11 sheet, because it has the registration marks. And then I had the Cricut do the cutting for me. And yes, it cut all the way through the laminate and the cardstock. Okay, so this is a really nice door hanger. This is to hang outside the craft room when I'm not filming, in case I have the door closed. Then people know that they can come in and the family can hang out, etc. Okay, so this is the one I just showed you. And this is the one we're going to do together. So I have printed on pink cardstock the print and cut design. And before I cut it out on my Cricut, I'm going to go ahead and laminate it. So I have placed the cardstock here inside the laminate sleeve. And remember that I'm going to have this folded edge is going to be the leading edge into the laminator. Now, in order to do the cutting correctly, these registration marks need to be unobstructed. So, you know, if it was cardstock only, they're matte, no, so it's not a big deal. But when I put the laminate over it, they become glossy, which can interrupt the sensor from the Cricut. So what I decided to do is I decided to cut away the area that is covered, the registration area, I cut away the laminate in that spot only. So I just came in through the side and then I angled down and I came back out. And I did that on all 4 pieces. I just came in, I went down and went back out. Here at the bottom, this corner, I just came and made a little corner, pulled that off. And then here for this one, I just went up and over and down again. Now this will still laminate correctly. And what will happen is everything will be laminated except for the pieces that I cut out, so that when I do the print and cut here in a moment, then my Cricut will still be able to read the registration marks. So this has been heating up while I've been telling you all of that. So let's go ahead and send this through the laminator. So again, the folded side is going to go inside first. So I'm just going to click that in and it'll start to pull that through for me. My Cricut is on and ready to cut here in a second. I've got Cricut Design Space up, ready to hit the go button. And I am going to be using the strong grip mat to do the cutting because this is a slick surface. This is really, really strong. I don't have to use any tape. If you don't have a strong grip mat, you're welcome to use your green mat, but you might need to add some painter's tape or, you know, maybe some washi tape, something to hold the laminate into place to make sure that it doesn't move. Okay, so this is now out of the laminator. And again, it's always, you know, just slightly warm to touch. So I'm just gonna, you know, get this ready. Actually, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to turn the laminator off and move that out of my way. I've got my Cricut here right next to me. So on my mat, and I'm gonna zoom in for you so you can see this. Okay, so on my mat, I have these little, you know, grid marks. And then if you look here, let's see if I can get it to focus. So I have laminate that sticks up above, and then I've got a little tiny bit of laminate that sticks out to the side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make sure that the pink edge of my cardstock is what is lined up here and not the laminate. Okay, I'm gonna let that hang out. So I'm going to take this and very carefully get that lined in the corner. I like to line up the top here like that. And then I'm gonna go here along the side. Okay, then I'm gonna push it all down like I would normally would if it was cardstock or sticker paper or whatever. Okay, you can even go over it with your brayer just to make sure it is well adhered and you know, you've gotten rid of any bubbles that might get in the way. I'm gonna go ahead and send this through. I am going to be using the printable waterproof sticker set, white, and I am probably actually going to, once it gets done cutting, then what I'll do is I'll check the bottom and see, you know, I'll just make sure, because if this starts to lift up, then I know the cut was good. And if it wasn't, then I will know that I need to just run another pass. So I'm not going to remove it. I'm not going to remove the mat from the Cricut machine immediately after cutting the first pass, because I might have to cut it like twice before I can come down here and be able to lift it up. And so until I can do that, I'm going to just run it through the Cricut. I'm just going to keep hitting that play button. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, so all of my cutting is done. Now, what I found is I actually had to run it through 3 times. The setting for this is the printable waterproof sticker paper. And what I found is that in Cricut Design Space, when I'm doing print and cut, for the sticker, like I had done create a sticker, I don't know if that's the issue or if it just is all of print and cut, it would only let me select printable vinyl, printable sticker paper, that kind of thing. Before I pulled it out of the machine, I just lifted this here. So you can see that this has now come up. So 3 passes were required, which is totally fine, not a big deal to me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and bend my mat like I always would. You can hear how strong that mat is. Okay, so it does, I mean, you are going to waste a sheet. Now you could, before you send this through the laminator, you know, you could stamp some images here and here. You could put some stickers on there. Like you could turn these into just rectangular bookmarks if you wanted to. So you could do something with this area, but I'm okay. I have so much of this pink cardstock, so I'm okay with kind of sacrificing that. But then here is the finished product. So these are great. And I just love this. This is fantastic. So this is what I'm going to be hanging on my door when I'm filming so that the family knows not to disturb. And then if I have the door closed, but I'm not filming, I'll just hang this out there. My original idea, and this is the reason why they're flipped inverse of each other, is I was going to put them back to back like this and then put it into the laminator. But I was worried about the thickness. So I think that I might experiment with that in the future. Is just maybe I will do copy paper and not cardstock. And then I would have it printed on both sides like this. Okay, take the copy paper out and then I would put it down and the registration marks would be there. And then the laminate would cut through everything. So I think if I had used copy paper instead of cardstock, then I probably could have just sandwiched it like this inside the laminate sleeve. I hope that makes sense the way I'm saying that. Let's take a look at the 3 little projects that I've done today and take one more look at the laminator. Okay, so project number 1 was foiling. So I took this toner acetate card front that I got from Simon Says Stamp. I laid the foil transfer sheet on top and I placed it inside this piece of copy paper just to keep it all together and protected. And then I ran it through the laminator with the fold here. And then I peeled off the foil sheet and this was the result. So this is super fun. I absolutely will be doing more of this. I can try out, since I know it works in my laminator, I can do more foiling techniques in the future. So I'm excited about that. And so that will become a card. This was my second project. Now, this was just laminate. And I just opened the sleeve and I poured in my little glitter, closed the sleeve, just pressed it flat to make sure everything was laying flat. I just placed this inside the copy paper without the ribbon, of course. Placed it in here just in case any of the glitter were to come out. Ran it through the laminator. Prior to filming, I had tried it out with these little flakes. Now these are from Michaels and I just think these are the funnest things ever. And they just are so fun. They're like little pieces of foil themselves, but I love the look that this gives. So we've got these 2 different bookmarks here and I had done a 3rd bookmark. This has vellum under the little flakes. And it's okay. I don't know if I like the foil flakes on top of the vellum. Maybe I would like something different on top of the vellum and then laminate that. But I think these are super fun because they just look like they're floating. And that's a cheap, inexpensive little happy to give to somebody who is a book lover. And then finally for the 3rd project, I made a couple of door hangers using print and cut in my Cricut. So I printed them with my inkjet printer and I put them through the laminate sleeve, making sure to cut out the areas of laminate that were over the registration lines. And then I used the strong grip mat and my Cricut to finish the cutting process and then pulled them off. So because I used cardstock for my print and cut project and then I laminated it, I actually had to hit the play button 3 times to make sure that the cut was really, really good. If I had used copy paper, then I probably could have sandwiched them together inside the laminate sheet, but I probably would not have had to do 3 passes because obviously copy paper is a lot thinner. But these came out so great. I'm super excited. So again, this is it's called the QFUN laminator. It does sell on Amazon. I'll put a little link down in the description. I will also link any of these other materials that I can, just in case you're interested in recreating those. And don't forget that this laminator does come with some little extra goodies. So you get the paper trimmer, the hole puncher, an extra trimmer blade. You get a corner rounder, and you get these little binder rings. And right now that I'm thinking about it, you know what would be super fun is to come along, go in here, and let's see, can I get that in there? Yep. And round out these corners on the bookmark instead of having them be rectangle. Geez, I don't know my shapes today. So the corner rounder actually did a great job of rounding out these corners on the bookmark. And I think that's actually a really neat way to finish off the project. So it's rounded instead of rectangular with the harsh lines. All right, so there we go. That is an introduction to this actually really cool little laminator. Feel free to check it out, and also stay tuned on the channel. I think that I've got some other ideas for how to use a laminator in your craft room. And obviously laminating in the classroom is a given. So if you're a teacher like me, this is a great deal to have for your classroom and even at home. So I will probably be bringing this to the channel again in the future. And in the meantime, this was a great way to do some projects that were new and innovative for me. So I hope that you found this video was informative and entertaining at the same time. Don't forget to hit that like button. Share this with your crafty friends, especially any teachers you have in your life. They would definitely be interested in laminators. And if you're not already a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on that notification bell so that you know when new content is posted. I do try to post content weekly. And until I see you in the next card or craft video, as always, have an amazing day and happy crafting.
Thank you all so much for watching today. I'm so glad that you can join me at my craft table. If you're not already, I'd love to have you as a subscriber, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. That way you'll know when new videos arrive. Have a great day, and as always, happy crafting.